how do you feel about school?
I feel pretty good about school, honestly. Like, I've done pretty well for myself in school through my own efforts, but I do kind of feel like struggling with the balance in terms of school, like the stress. That does cause me to feel a bit negatively about school sometimes, the stress. But again, like focusing on my efforts, like it makes me feel positive in that way. But like, it's kind of finding a balance.
School sucks, bro.
I think the way I feel about school is kind of complex. To a certain extent, I enjoy coming to school. I feel like it's where most of my friends are. It's where I dedicate most of my time, so I try to make the most of it.
How do I feel about school? The teachers and the testing and the students, not so great, but then there's also a positive outlook in it too. I'd rather be here at school than home because I like learning, actually. It's every year going into school, it's been harder to like school. It's just been so much point-based, and we learn something and then we have to forget completely about it, and then we move on to the next lesson.
So when I come to school, I kind of try to find a purpose in every day, which can sometimes be difficult or sometimes be super stressful. But regardless, I feel that school's necessary. And I feel like it's something that gives me purpose rather than just spending every day not knowing what to do. Yeah.
Like after some years, you realize how little AP classes matter, and you don't need an insane amount of AP classes to be successful in life. And for me, I've taken a lot of AP classes. I honestly don't think I'm that far behind in Abraham, like AP classes wise. And it really is a lot. I really can't handle it. I shouldn't have done that. And you can say it's my fault, and you know, it really is my fault.
Okay.
But school sucks, bro. Don't take AP Lit.
Don't take AP Lit.
Don't take AP Lit. Don't do that.
That's the one thing.
Shut up, Abraham. It's not my interview.
I think students can have a healthy relationship with school. It's just that many of them choose not to because they get tired of the work, they get tired of the stress, and they start to think negatively of school in that way. They kind of see it as pointless, and that's a bad thing since like school is one of the best opportunities we have in life to succeed, and it is possible to have a healthy relationship with it. It's just putting work and effort into it, learning to like not see school as the enemy, learning to see it as a tool, and that's how you can have a healthy relationship with school. Saw you roll your eyes.
Saying either having a relationship with school or a relationship with people in school, it could depend how it is with school, because like I've said before, with the relationship with school, some people either go to negative or positive thoughts, where
I think students can have a healthy relationship with school. Me personally, it's something I struggle with because of the fact of how much I exert myself.
Listen, buddy. The thing with school is that it takes up.
that really depends on the student themselves. It's not really a yes or no question, because it's kind of what they make of it, what they make of being in school and how they're involved, and then how they're also interactive with people in school or their teachers. It just really depends, because also there's, depending with school, and then your relationship with school, that could also affect your relationship with people in school or your social interactions.
Okay.
So I think people can have a healthy relationship with school. I personally don't have the best relationship with school because of the fact of how much I give, how much time I dedicate. I dedicate almost 6 to 7 hours at home to school and 8 hours here. So it's the majority of my day as is, and it's really hard to separate myself and my personality from my school presence. So
Listen, buddy, the thing about school is that it takes up 7+ hours of your day, and I don't know about you, but I want to have a life outside of school. Like, I have family, I have a pet that I can barely take care of because I don't have time to feed him, I don't have time to walk him, I barely have time to shower him. And I'm not really upset about that, but I have a lot of other things I need to be doing, but I can't. I can't do those things. I want to spend time with my family. Not all of them, but there are some that I kind of like. Very few, but I actually hate most of them. But there are some people that like my stepsister. But you should spend more time outside of school doing things you actually enjoy, like, I don't know, hobbies, making friends. Well, for me, I learned how to pick locks. Change your locks.
Yeah, so it's really hard for me to separate myself from the school presence I show other people. I try to, like I said, I don't have the best relationship with school, but that's mostly on my part due to the fact that I want to be the best, want to be the top of the class. I strive to make myself the best version I can be at school and at home, and that can make it difficult at times having a healthy relationship with school.
Of course, I think I pressure myself in school. My parents, not so much. They really just only like call my attention when they see me procrastinating and stuff like that. And I do listen to them, but mostly the pressure comes from me. And I think that's a bit of the way that I've been able to succeed in school, because like I put the responsibility on myself. So whenever like I do something wrong, like the only person I can blame is myself. Or like whenever I do something right, like I see myself like that I'm the reason for that achievement. So like it gives me that sense of responsibility and initiative, putting pressure on myself.
Before I didn't really care about my grades as long as it wasn't a D or F, but then going into high school, I surrounded myself with people who really got good grades, and so then I pressured myself because I felt so stupid around them, or I didn't feel important enough, and I put that label on myself, like, oh, you're stupid, you're not in honors, you're not in AP or anything like that, and then I started getting down on myself, but then I started getting better grades because of that. And my parents were like, oh, good job. And then I realized I would start crying because I get a B. And I was like, wow. And then my parents were like, oh, that's okay. You're still passing. You're fine. And I was like, okay. But then I started to let myself go again. And then I started getting B's and C's again. And then I was like, oh, I'm fine. But then later on, I was like, oh, no. I used to have A's, I used to be a straight A student, what happened? And then it was just kind of more of myself, and then my parents recently, with my grades, they said, you know, on the report cards we get the comments and stuff, they really cared about the comments more than anything, than the actual grade itself. As long as I'm passing, they were okay with it, because they didn't do so well in school, so it wasn't really put on me. We don't really talk about it as much.
I think it's a combination of both, in the sense that I pressure myself to compete with other students. We used to have a ranking system on the report cards, and that was something I really placed value on because of the fact that I was always either 1 or 3. I felt the need to always stay that way. And once it started slipping, I wanted to get back to that position of being number 1, which is very unhealthy, but I do put a lot of pressure on myself to do the best that I can, and for me the best that I can is knowing that I can do straight A's and balance a bunch of other things on top of that. My parents pressure me in the sense that they want me to be like my sisters. My sisters both went to college and graduated, so it's something that they really want for me to do. For me, once I told them that I wanted to be a teacher, they told me no. They told me I couldn't do that because it wasn't good enough. No. Oh.
Well, for me, I don't really feel any pressure. I mean, a few years ago I did, and that's because my parents always wanted me to have good grades, but it's gonna sound really sad, but my parents recently gave up on me. Not like they gave up on me, like they disowning me, but like they don't really care about my grades anymore. And I don't really care about my grades anymore. I mean, I still have pretty good grades, but like, as long as I'm not failing any classes, I'm happy.
Ooh, it's gonna be funny to edit.
I mean, I'm already in like college technically, or like I've been admitted, so I don't really care. As long as I don't fail, I'm good.
Once they told me that I couldn't be a teacher, I wanted to find something better. Something that they would see as better rather than something I wanted. It's something that grew on me, but initially it wasn't something I was looking forward to, and that was becoming a lawyer. now I understand that it's my passion and it's something that grew on me. The main thing that was holding me back from that was the fact that it was a lot of work and I was afraid of that. But now that they've pushed me, I kind of see where they're coming from. They want me to be the best that I can be. But at the same time, it's kind of you win some, you lose some. I lost something I really wanted to do for something else.
Did your parents reach a high school or college education?
My father did not reach a high school education, and my mother only briefly attended high school. And this sort of inspires me to like pursue higher education so that I'm able to take the opportunities that they were unable to achieve.
I would say yes and no because of the fact that they went to trade schooling. They didn't get the college experience that my sisters know or that they want for me. They got more of like the sped up version because of the fact that they had a child as is like leaving high school. So they had to grow up really quickly and had to get a career as fast as they could. That meant for them they needed to that meant for them they needed to get money fast and wanted to have the best life that they could have. So they went to trade schooling and they wanted to become successful on that route. No, they didn't get college education, but they got a different type of education, I would say.
I don't know, honestly. I know they immigrated to America. My mom, actually no, she went to college to learn English, but that was it, really.
My mom reached a level of education in college, I want to say for the first semester. She did that for softball, and then she had a job, and then she followed her dreams and went to her dream job. And then my dad went to college for 1 week just to get access to the gym.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that's it.
What do you think should change about our high school curriculum?
Honestly, I think our high school curriculum should change, like, in the sense that more attention should be given to actual practical skills, such as, like, skills that can be used quickly as soon as graduation is passed. So, like, in terms of classes, more classes focus on, like, craftsmanship and stuff like that, because there are some people that are unwilling to, like, pursue higher education, so, like, once they're done with high school, that's it for them. So might as well, like, equip them so that they're able to join the workforce efficiently.
The homework is a bit of excessive, but I mean that's also due to my poor time management too. It's weird how the points work now, because I mean I'll get a good grade but then somehow brings my grade average down, so that doesn't make sense to me. We gotta change a few things around here.
Yeah.
So I think that there are many things that need to change about our high school curriculum. Some of them are more specific to what would make it more enjoyable for me, so that's kind of idealistic, but overall I think our high school curriculum needs to change in the sense that it's very, very competition based, and yes, it correlates with how our society is, but that's flawed as is. I think that there needs to be more of a, I would call it like a breathing period, or a time to rest, or a time to calm down from all the activities within a day. As well as the pressure to pass is something that is so heavily instilled that kids are willing to do anything to pass. That can be cheating, like not sleeping, like a bunch of different things. So I think that the stress level and the downtime does not equate, and that should be something that our school curriculum should change.
There should be more like trade school things, or like if you want to be a fireman, that kind of stuff, more specialized areas instead of just calculus, English, sciences, lots of sciences. Yeah, no. Oh, and point systems. Point systems are inherently corrupt. You can't have a point system and not expect kids to cheat. I mean, that's what I do. But that's what most people do. You can't say you don't cheat, because that's what point systems do. They're corrupt. They make people cheat, and they promote low quality work.
What would you change about your high school career?
Honestly, I wouldn't change much about my high school career since it's still not technically over, so I wouldn't know what the ramifications of those changes would be exactly. But like how do I say? I don't really regret that many things in my high school career since it's not good to regret things. But like, if there was one thing I could change, it's just like for certain things, like be able to manage my time better and like not focus too much on school, not obsess over school. Since in 9th and 10th grade, I did like delve way too much, and that kind of had a negative impact on my health.
I don't know, honestly. I know they immigrated to America. My mom, actually no, she went to college to learn English, but that was it, really. Okay.
Being so hard on myself in the beginning, but then also letting myself go so much. But really, I wouldn't change a thing. I'm honestly glad that I took regular classes, but then like spending time with certain people or making certain friend groups kind of had me have my own thoughts and doubts that I wasn't up to their level. What else would I change? I mean, not that much. Hope to be more involved. I already am, but I would like to be more involved in stuff. Just time is really hard, and I'm not good with time management, so that doesn't work well, you know. So, yeah.
Do you do any extracurriculars? Do you feel pressured to take part in them?
I do participate in extracurriculars. I am the president of NAMI. I am the secretary for Leo Club, and I am the historian for NHS, and I've done tutoring from time to time. If I'm being honest, I do feel pressured at times just because it's so many responsibilities and so many things to tackle at the same time, but I just remember when I feel the pressure, like there's a reason why I signed up, there's a reason why I was elected, so I have to live up to my obligations.
I do volleyball. I used to do softball freshman year, and that was just because I love the sports, and I chose to do them on my own. My parents didn't say, oh, you have to do the sport, oh, you have to do this. It was just my own choice. In middle school, I tried to play every sport I could to find, I was an athletic person, and then going into high school, I found more of a love for volleyball, so it was just my choice. And then my coaches, they actually were like, oh, we have a club team, would you like to join? I was like, okay. And that was my choice. That was me making that choice. And it was honestly one of the best choices I could make because I've learned so much and I've grown so much from it too. My parents support me. They don't so much like, oh, you have to do volleyball. It's just I'm doing it and they're supporting me behind the scenes. And then I stopped doing softball because it was too much doing volleyball and softball at the time. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm in badminton. I've been in badminton for about 3 years now, and I don't really feel pressured to take part in badminton. I could quit anytime. I really don't care about badminton. I actually don't like badminton at all. I really don't know why I'm in it. Now I'm thinking about it.
So I do extracurriculars. Some of them are tutoring at the junior high. I play volleyball, and I'm president of GSA. I've been president for 3 years now. And all of those are positions of power that I have obtained, or like all of those are things I've enjoyed doing.
I've just been in it for so long that it's just part of me now. So I mean, I want to quit. I might quit. I might quit actually.
Yet sometimes I do feel pressure to do them because of the fact that I've been doing them for so long. I value consistency so highly that I'm not willing to let these things go. And whether that be sacrificing my personal life, I'm willing to do it because of the fact that I've committed to them and there's something I enjoy doing. But yeah, I do feel pressure from time to time. Ugh. 50% is 5, so day-to-day life, maybe like 3 or 4, and then rare occasions like 6 or 7. So yeah.
Oh, okay. You see, I don't think that's a fair question to ask. Like, I've never been the type to quantify my happiness, like, because it's really subjective, like, depending on what things I'm going through. Like, I could be going through a rough patch and I'll say like 2 or 3, and then I could be going through something really good, like I could feel like I'm on top of the world and I say 8 or 9. It's like it lacks that consistency because like human emotions can be so varied in that way, and I don't think it's fair to quantify. But like, I guess for the sake of this question, like I'll say like usually like I see myself as a 7. Like I generally see myself as a very happy person, but like recently, like with school and stress, like day to day, the number does seem to be lower, like a 4 or a 5. Yeah.
You know, if I had to say, most of the time, I'd say 5, just like neutral. I'm neither happy nor unhappy, and that's been my life for years now, honestly. I feel nothing. Listen, if you make like a sex joke or a joke, I might laugh a little bit, but like, I mean, I'm not really happy. I'm not unhappy though, so don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm depressed. It's just like apathy, you could say. I mean, Abraham says that a lot about me. Just calls me apathetic. You know, he's not right. I mean, he's not wrong. He is right. No, because I mean, I don't care about others. I care about others. I just don't care about myself as much as I do about others.
I don't think there's really a scale at the moment. It's kind of depending where I'm at and who I'm with. I say at school, I'm way better because I'm with my friends and I'm more social than being at home. I'm all alone and I get sad and I feel so unproductive. Woo! Hold on. Woo! Yeah, it just depends. I mean, at school it is stressful, but I mean, I'm better here because I'm with people. I guess I just repeat myself.